In February 2005, the Office of Civil Rights in the U.S. Department of Education picked Pitt County Schools along with several other school districts to undergo a Title IX compliance review. During this review process, the district has updated its non-discrimination and grievance policies and its methods of providing notice to students, employees, and the public. Additionally, the district was required to provide Title IX training to employees, which this in-service will fulfill. Pitt County Schools receives money from the federal government. Failure to follow federal laws such as Title IX could result in a loss of funding. The Title IX statute states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." People often think that Title IX applies only to gender equity in athletics. As you can see, the application of Title IX is much broader than that. It is important to remember that both sexes must be afforded the same opportunities in all of these areas. Examples of situations that have Title IX implications in a school setting include counseling boys and girls towards specific careers because the profession has been historically dominated by a particular gender, failure to offer the same course offerings to both sexes, or handling a disciplinary action differently for males versus females, even though the offense was the same. There are a few areas that are exempt from the Title IX requirements. These include certain religious programs and activities, certain military programs and academies, and social fraternities and sororities. Important points for school personnel to remember are that Title IX regulations prohibit different treatment based on sex in three main areas: admissions and recruitment, programs or activities, and employment. The main area of concern in the schools relates to student programs or activities. For Pitt County Schools as a district, the areas of concern include admissions, recruitment, and employment. Title IX also covers sexual harassment, which is defined as unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature that denies or limits an individual's ability to participate in or receive benefits, services, or opportunities from the program. This applies to employee on student, student on student, employee on employee, and third party. Examples of potential cases of sexual harassment include inappropriate relationships in the school or work environment, off-color conversation by staff members in the presence of a student who becomes very uncomfortable as a result, or unwanted touching of a sexual nature. All staff members need to be aware of the kind of actions and circumstances that could be considered sexual harassment, and to know that it is their responsibility to report such actions or circumstances to administration. This awareness may help prevent some questionable situations from occurring or prompt early resolution when there has been an event. Many situations will be reported and resolved through our existing procedures, such as the Code of Student Conduct. However, if an employee becomes aware of a questionable situation not otherwise addressed, they should bring that issue to administration. Title IX requires that LEAs must designate a Title IX coordinator and notify students and employees. At least one employee must be designated to coordinate efforts to comply with and carry out Title IX responsibilities. The LEA shall notify all its students and their parents and employees of the name or title, office address, and telephone number of the Title IX coordinator. The Director of Student Services has been designated as the district's Title IX coordinator. Notice of this designation and contact information is posted on brightly colored signs in the schools, in the student parent handbooks, in the employee handbooks, and on the Pitt County Schools website. At the school level, the principal serves as the Title IX coordinator. In most cases, inquiries, concerns, or reports at the school would be reported to administration for investigation or follow-up. Title IX requires that LEAs have a non-discrimination policy and complaint procedure and give adequate notice of these. To meet the requirement of the non-discrimination policy, statement is required that LEAs do not discriminate on the basis of sex in its educational programs or activities, and that Title IX requires that it not discriminate in such manner. Policy must extend to employment and admissions. Policy must refer inquiries regarding the application of Title IX to the Title IX coordinator or to the Office of Civil Rights. You can use one non-discrimination statement to comply with notice requirements of Title IX and Section 504. The Pitt County Board of Education has a policy and procedure that meets this policy requirement. Pitt County Schools uses this combined Notice of Equal Opportunity and Non-Discrimination to meet its notice requirements for both Title IX and Section 504 coordinators. This notice is posted throughout the schools, in printed publications, and on the Pitt County Schools website. LEAs are required to adopt and publish procedures providing for prompt and equitable resolution of student and employee complaints alleging Title IX violations. Notice of procedures, scope of procedures, investigation, time frames, notice of outcome, assurance of prevention and correction, and prohibition of retaliation. The procedures must incorporate the components listed. Pitt County's Board of Education's grievance policies and procedures fulfill this requirement. Listed are the applicable policies, procedures, and forms. Note that step-by-step forms have been created to simplify the student grievance procedures for all parties involved, both those filing a grievance and those who must respond. There is also an employee form to be utilized when an act of sexual harassment is being alleged. All of these policies, procedures, and forms can be accessed on the Pitt County Schools website. It is appropriate for staff to refer students and parents with questions about procedures to this website. Staff might also, on occasion, be called upon to print out a copy of a policy, procedure, or form for an individual who does not have computer access. The next two slides outline important steps in the investigation process. Many of these steps may be handled by administration at the school or district level. However, all staff members should be familiar with these key elements so that if a complaint is made to you, you will respond with appropriate concern to the complaint and report the matter to the appropriate administrator. And if you have facts about a situation, you will have shared and documented them. Take all complaints seriously. Conduct a prompt and complete investigation of all allegations. Identify specific allegations. Identify all relevant facts. Analyze the information and assess credibility. Reach conclusions and document them. Make sure parties understand the process. Share the website and/or printed copies of policies and procedures. Keep parties informed of the status of the investigation. And inform parties and witnesses that schools' policy protects against retaliation. More investigative strategies for schools include assemble an investigative file, keep a timeline of the investigation, document all interviews, gather documents and identify sources, visit the site of the incident, and give each party an opportunity to respond. OCR, the Office of Civil Rights, is the federal agency that enforces civil rights laws in school districts and colleges and universities which receive federal financial assistance. OCR works with school districts by resolving complaints, conducting proactive activities, providing technical assistance. The compliance review we have undergone is considered a proactive activity to help districts strengthen their policies and practices. Contact information for the U.S. Department of Education is noted here.